Hi everybody, I'm Samantha Barry and thank you so much for sticking around for what's going to be an amazing conversation. I know you've seen 2 episodes of Running Point. I got the screeners yesterday as I got off a plane and I couldn't go to sleep. I already got through 5, so it's an amazing, it keeps getting better. You're just in for such a treat tonight. Those of you who are here in person, but I also want to welcome the Paley members who are all watching this on our live stream. But let's get to the main event, which is the conversation with the amazing cast and the executive producers of the show. Joining me tonight is Jay Ellis, who plays head coach Jay Brown. We have Scott MacArthur, who plays Isla's brother, Ness Gordon. We've got Drew Traver, who plays Isla's brother, Sandy Gordon. The brothers are next to each other. Thank you, thank you. Also with us is Brenda Song, who plays Isla's chief of staff, Ali Lee. Justin Theroux, who plays a very funny Cam Gordon. And he brought his own wine.
I did.
And finally, but last but definitely not least, Kate Hudson, who's the executive producer and the star. They're a very happy crowd. I think they like the first 2 episodes. Yeah, right? I'm going to start with you, Kate, because as I said, you're not only the star, but you're also the executive producer. How did you get involved in the project?
They asked. Okay. Yeah, I got an amazing script from Mindy Kaling. And the weird thing was, is right when I got it, you get these, you get the page that's like Mindy Kaling project. Running Point and Untitled Basketball is what it was, and I knew I was going to do it. I didn't even read it. I was like, oh, I think I'm going to do this. And then I was like, I hope the script is as good as what this looks like in this first page. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful, hilarious pilot episode. And then I remember meeting with Mindy the first time, and I was like, is it going to be this funny, like, or is it going to get watered down? Because that's always my fear, is like in comedy that you want to do something, you get sold something, and then it ends up becoming something else. And she's like, this is what we're doing, this is what I want to do. And I knew she was on a mission, and we did it. And she was very honest about that.
And why was the executive producing part important to you?
Oh.
It's okay.
You didn't expect it.
Is it this side? Okay, we got it.
I did this on purpose.
I got it.
You got it?
Thank you, Justin.
Just keep talking.
Oh, I wonder how many times that's going to happen. It's the first series I signed on to do. After you've been working for a long time, it's one thing to get, a project in the beginning stages of it. When you're with something for a long time and you really commit to something, to me, it's just important that we're a team. And Mindy, the second I was like, if I'm going to be on this every day, all day, like, I hope we can do this together. And she was like, 1,000%. So I was really grateful that she trusted me as well.
And another executive producer on the show is Jeannie Buss, who is really a part of the inspiration of your character, an amazing woman in a male-dominated field. You knew Jeannie before, if you want to tell a little bit of her history.
I had met her. I didn't really know her very well, but we're a big Kings family back in the golden era, like Gretzky era, Los Angeles Kings. And we would go to all the Kings games, and I was just a very curious 15-year-old girl, and I'd just find my way to the bar. And Jeannie ran the Forum Club and sort of kept me out of trouble. Is really how I met Jeannie. She was like, "You're not supposed to be in here. Let's go see. I'll show you around." And she took a real liking to me. I think she probably, understood what it was like to be a little LA girl and a family that was busy doing other things. And we would like hang out, and she'd show me around. But then, we lost sight of each other, and this is sort of a full circle thing after, years. I hadn't seen Jeannie for, it must have been 20 years.
Wow.
When we started this. Yeah, it was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Justin, you're introduced by Kate in the show, and your character is introduced as the I got it guy, and you've shown tonight that you have got it.
I got it. I had that.
You got it. What appealed to you about your character, Cam?
I like when you can play sort of forward-leaning and stupid, like people who think they're bright but aren't that bright. I guess he's a little bright, but I like playing confidence, and so that's one of the things when I read the script that I was really drawn to. I thought that was hilarious, and the fact that he was a drug addict that absolutely wouldn't acknowledge his own problem. There were just things that I thought was sort of very funny about it. And then once everything started to come together, I just sort of enjoyed him very much.
And you've been asked a lot, I think, on red carpets about the scarves.
Yes. That actually, it's a very sort of like Cam thing. It sounds so dumb what I'm about to say. I got the call when I was in Tulum. This is a true story.
Yes.
I got a call from Ike Barinholtz when I was in Tulum. And I was talking to him on the phone, and I had been at this outdoor place. And I was a little chilly, and the restaurant had brought me like this cat Afghan thing to wear. And I was sort of talking to him on the phone, and I was like, oh, this would be hilarious for this character. And that was literally one of those things that when I was talking to the costume designer, I was like, I kind of think it'd be funny if he had just scarves and sort of jewelry that Sting would wear, and so we sort of incorporated all that into the character.
I love
that.
Playing very close to home.
Serious scarf game.
Yeah.
What can we expect from Cam for the rest of the season? This audience have seen 2 episodes.
I'm trying to think where you caught. I guess just more rehab. Yeah, more of that.
And Brenda, it is, I think at first look, you could look at this as a sports series, but it's more of a workplace, series. And you play a very vital part in the workplace of this whole ensemble. Do you see it as a workplace series or a sports one?
Well, of course, I feel like we've always said the basketball is just a vehicle to kind of showcase all these crazy characters, this dysfunctional family, this crazy workplace family. So yeah, I definitely think it's a workplace comedy. But it's so much fun because I think this show in particular, you're able to bring in so many different kinds of characters when you have a workplace like this, where it could be a different team, a different coach, all these. So it gives you so much opportunity to explore. The sky's really the limit. So yeah, it's really fun.
And what drew you to your character?
First of all, I'm a huge basketball fan, and so this was such a dream. I had a Zoom with Mindy Kaling, David Stassen, and Ike Barinholtz, and within 5 minutes, I was like, I will do anything to be on the show. I will be a PA. I will do anything. I just wanted to work with them. They're so fantastic.
Oh,
okay. I just got so excited. Sit down,
Brenda could have her show. He's got it. He's got it.
Are you sure, Justin? You got it?
I got it.
Brenda could have her own sports show.
Going beautifully back here.
No,
Thank you, honey. Perfect.
This is the best part of our job. It's doing a show with these crazy, wonderful humans has been the best part.
But you could have your own sports show. Brenda knows more about sports than anybody I know. From trades to statistics. She'd come on to set. Of course she'd know her lines and everything, but only interested in the trade that happened the day before, and would go to Ike and David and be like, "Did you hear about I don't know, one of them?" I'm like,
Did you hear about sports?
Yeah.
Sports were great last night.
But that's what was fun about our dynamic was that's like the only I feel like Isla Allie thing that we like sort of had was like Kate was like, what does this mean? I was like, let me tell you. Kate's like, okay, that's enough. That's enough. You can stop. No, I love Allie because I feel like she's sort of the friend that I strive to be, the woman I strive to be. She's extremely confident because she knows how capable she is. She's Isla's biggest supporter and like her #1 fan. And she's not the friend that's gonna pat you on the back. She's the friend that's like, bitch, get your shit together. We're doing this. And I love that. She's brutally honest and she's loyal to a fault. So. And also, Mindy does a beautiful thing with her comedy, which is she really approaches like serious situations, like females in the workplace, but putting a funny, humorous satire to it to make it more palatable. Like, I think the first scene that I read was a scene where I was spying on you guys, and when she was like, no, you can't fuck up because we only got one shot at this, or whatever the line was. I don't remember it anymore. It's like, it was like weird. It's something said in jest, but actually is really quite meaningful. And for me, I was like, this is how I feel all the time. But Mindy's writing is so brilliant that she can just slide that in, and like it's a funny joke, but actually it's really impactful. So yeah, I mean, there was no part of this. I mean, I was begging them to hire me.
Yeah. And wait, well, who are your sports team? What are your sports?
I mean, I'm an LA girl, so the Lakers and the Rams.
Okay, that's good to know.
I think, Brenda, the whole line for you blurred with Allie when the Lakers traded Anthony Davis for Luka.
I mean, I felt like I made this trade.
I mean, I heard it on the TV, and then 2 seconds later, I get a text message from Brendan. It was like, did you know about this? Are we doing the show? We wrapped in June.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like 30 seconds away from texting Linda Ramos, but it was like 11:30 at night because I was like, is this real? Yeah. I feel like I'm a part of the organization.
I love that.
Disgusting.
I love that. I love that.
You should.
You talked about workplace dynamics. Drew, what about the family dynamics that play out in these episodes? Because there is such a brotherly love between you all.
Yeah, I think we fell into the sibling thing pretty quickly. It was very fun almost immediately. Like, I also got the call when I was in Tulum. And I was like, I'm here with my siblings. No, I mean, like, one of our first hangouts, sorry to bring up a humiliating moment for you.
That's why I'm here.
But we went, Kate, Scott, and I went to like a little drinks hang, and Scotty was like telling a story. Like, we've known each other for, you know, an hour. And Scott's like, oh yeah, you know, I'm from Chicago. He's telling the story, and Kate looks across the table and goes, Scotty, this story is too long. She just like hit him with that immediately. And I was
He
kind
tells
of
really long stories.
Yeah.
I knew within
But they
5
are
minutes,
good.
no.
They're good stories.
Hey, guys, they're going to get a taste of it in a minute.
Yeah, get ready.
I haven't even got to Scotty yet. I'm worried.
Yeah.
Oh, you should be. We'll be here.
We'll be here all
But it was,
night.
it was not like immediately I sort of like became mediator. I was like, you know what? That was an interesting story. I do think we could cut a couple of details. I think there's a few things we could lift out of that. So it was very easy to sort of like take that into the show immediately. I mean, Kate's
I was just going to say, could you tell that Kate grew up with brothers?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think to come that hard at Scott that quickly, I was like, she's got a brother she's mean to.
You grew up with brothers, though, Kate. Did it feel like you were coming
so
home
many
in
brothers.
a different way?
Oh yeah, I mean immediately like the dynamic for me, like there's the scene in the beginning where I'm being like, hey, if we could like throw a box and whatever it was called, and I'm trying to get them to understand the play that I think that would work. And they close the door in my face. That is my life story.
Yeah.
Like it literally, even when they don't even mean to, it's sort of like, yeah, well, I'm not in that room. I'm not in the boys' locker room. And I'm the only girl, so it can be very lonely. So you learn to be loud. You learn to be loud, and you learn to like demand their attention and validation.
Or you go to the bar at 15.
Exactly.
As a stunningly beautiful, blonde-haired 15-year-old, you go to the bar, you find love. It's just
See?
Scott, your character, and I'm gonna keep you on a time limit over here. But your
No,
character.
Sam, I don't want to talk about the character. What I want
Where were you when you got the call? Yeah.
I was on my way back from Tulum. And I actually didn't enjoy it because I had forgotten my scarves and I was very. And I'm really hoping your microphone falls off when you're going. Because Justin, I have that. All right, I'm good with that.
All yours.
I was in my garage, which is where my wife keeps me. And
the garage.
you know,
we'll get into that later.
I think one thing though that we haven't hit yet is, of course, we're coming out of the strikes, and so, you know, these calls. I mean, everybody obviously in the strikes we were all nervous. You know, what awaited us on the other side. You know, some people were fortunate enough to have projects going that were put on hiatus, but. So I was in my garage, and I grew up with Ike and Dave. We're all from Chicago. We went to the same grade school, and so when their name would pop up on my phone, I think it's going to be about the Bears or how much my brother has pissed them off or something of that ilk. And then it was Ike called, and he told me about the project, and he said, you know, we want you to play Kate Hudson's brother. And I was like, well, are they adopted? And he was like, you know, it's obvious. It's obviously it is an immediate yes. One, it's Ike and Dave, who I adore, who have always been the funniest guys in our group, and then obviously Kate, and then Mindy, who I had a chance to meet when she hired Ike and Dave on the Mindy project. So yeah, I was just in the garage, and it's probably where I'm going to go after this.
That was a good time.
Great time.
That was a good time.
I saw it said wrap it up.
We get very long audio messages from Scotty in his garage. They're like videos, 5-minute long rants.
Which you have assured me you've thrown out.
Do you also want to show people what the shirt situation that you have got going?
Yeah, let's show that.
This is
Wow.
Drew, would you like to set this up?
No.
Yeah, I can set this up.
Set it up.
This has been a day-long.
Scotty is allergic to wool. Is that why your shirt's like that?
Yeah, well, so I, at the premiere,
Yes.
I don't do clothes well, okay? These pants were given to me by my grandmother in high school. God bless her. She's 99 years old. She's still with us. It's fantastic.
Wow.
Don't clap for that.
Justin, just because you don't like her.
No, we're clapping.
better.
I said to Drew, I was at dinner with Drew and Kate. I said, the premiere's coming up. I said, I don't even know how to do this stuff. And Drew said, they have great stuff at this store, Todd Snyder. I said, great. I was on my way home. I Googled it. It's 2 blocks from my house in Los Angeles. I walked over there. The guy was like, I think this is a cool suit. I was like, I'll take it. Cut to the premiere. I walk onto the red carpet. Drew and I are wearing the identical suit.
Exact same suit. We synced
It's
up.
the best.
So I told Drew, you know, it was a cotton suit. And I said, oh my God. And it's funny, it's on camera somewhere. But I said, you know, I'm allergic to wool. And I saw in the moment I said that, Drew went, really? And please note tonight, Drew couldn't be more in wool.
It was, to send you to the hospital.
Yes. I saw the seating arrangement. I was like, ooh, this is going to get weird when I go flush. But I'm currently wearing a wool shirt because that's what you do for the craft as an artist. And I also did a little homemade undershirt.
Oh my God.
Just a little homemade craft project.
So he cut it out for some reason?
Yeah, because I got to show a little chest. I looked at it on YouTube.
So red. You know they make V-neck shirts. You don't have to just cut a crew neck.
Wait, but the funniest thing is that we just did the Drew Barrymore show. We were doing running charades, and he took off his jacket, his jacket, and
I was trying to act out
and Drew Barrymore just goes, "Why is your shirt like that?" So funny.
Look, we're gonna fix all this in post, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, this is not live. This is not live streaming to all the Paley audience. Not at all. Well, Jay, somebody that has great style at the end is Jay. Yes, spectacular
I cut my
style
shirt too.
tonight.
I cut my shirt. Yeah.
Jay, you play former player and celebrated manager of the Waves. What drew you to this role?
Ike Barinholtz called me and told me about this, I guess like 2 years ago. And he said, yeah, we got this coach role and, his name is Coach J. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, no, it's Coach J because you're Jay. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. That's totally cool. And then strike happens. And then fast forward, he calls me and he says, hey, we're going to send you the scripts. And they sent over a couple scripts. And I read them that night. And my kid and Mindy's kids go to the same school. And Mindy cornered me in the hallway at drop-off. And I'm like, bye, baby, I love you. And Mindy's like, Jay Ellis. And I'm like, ah. And she's like, are you going to do my show? And I was like, yes, I'm going to do your show. But no, there were so many things. I mean, first of all, Mindy and Ike and Stassen told me that obviously Kate was on at that point, and I think both of you were, one of the two of you, if not both of you were on, and I think you were closing your deal, and I knew they were going to you next. They called your
unreachable.
Well, they called your scarf, but the scarf wasn't available.
Yeah. I was nowhere to receive a PDF.
But I just knew this would be fun. I mean, if you know Mindy, if you know Ike, if you know Dave, they're fun, and they want people to laugh, and I knew that they would put together a great group, a great cast that was all going to have fun. Obviously, led by Kate, and we were all going to get in there and have a lot of fun. And I am a former college basketball player who still thinks that he could play in the NBA today. And so anytime I can be near a court, I absolutely will.
Was there a lot of basketball playing on the downtime with all of you?
You'd think so, but not really. We had that big thing that we had this huge court next to the offices, and you'd go can I get a ball? And they'd be like, no.
Or they give you the phone
some
ball.
insurance.
We had a phone ball.
Because it did get very unruly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of balls being thrown in there.
Well, actually, remember when we were filming though all of the basketball stuff at the very end of the shoot? We were it was the big stadium, so there was audience. They were joking. We got Scotty out there.
Oh, this was crazy.
It was crazy. So
Greatest moment of my life.
It was. I got it on film. It was crazy. We were. Scotty went out there, and there's egging him on for him to shoot a three, and he kicks off his shoes jokingly and shoots it and swishes this three, and literally the entire set just lifted. Everyone freaked out. It was the best moment.
No one expected it to go in.
When an actor makes simply one goal, the entire audience was like, ah!
A caveat to that is I took the shoes off because.
Your lips?
Go back 5 months.
Sam, it's time.
A minute before the first take on the first day, I'm standing next to Drew, who I had only met a week before, and I'm like, all right, here we go. First scene with Kate Hudson. What a wild ride this life has been. And all of a sudden, Salvatore Perez, our costume designer, unbelievable to dress this show. And Sal comes up and he goes, can I get you for a second? I was like, yeah, what do you need? And he gives me the most bizarre-looking high top. It looked like my 9-year-old daughter made it on a 3D printer. And I was like, what is this? And he's like, it's a high top with 3-inch lifts. I was like, I have to wear lifts? He's like, yes. I'm like, who wants me to wear lifts? He goes,
Kate.
I don't. And then over his shoulder, I just see Kate going, put them on. So the first take, I'm like,
That's why she got the executive producer credit.
I turned to Drew, I went, does this look ridiculous? And he went, no, you look good.
There were moments though where we'd watch you walk.
Because they don't look like sneakers, they look like,
it was like this.
like horses' hooves.
We have to bust into Kate's office and yell at her all the time, and he's just trying to get behind us. Yeah. Oh no!
I look like a velociraptor. I'm like, we have to talk to them. We really do.
Don't do the hands. Don't do the claw hands.
Yeah, Drew's like, don't do that. Every time we walk out of walkie-talkie, I'm like, listen, I have to talk to you.
God. You talked, and I could see it backstage. I could see it when we were coming down the elevator, and even just getting mic'd up. You guys have a really amazing rapport, and there's a lot of improv that seems to go on. How much of that happens on set? How much of the scenes we'll end up in a blooper reel? Like, what are we talking in terms
would
of?
milk bits forever. Like, particularly, there was like a rehab scene that I've seen in rehab where I'm asking them if they have Coke. And Ike and they were all nice enough to let us like try stuff out for hours, like
So long.
just burn through Netflix's money. But yeah, it was kind of like we'd do a bunch, we'd get the lines and we'd get the scene rolling, and then there's permission to obviously, and a lot of that's obviously included in the thing, it's very scripted, but at the same time there is absolute breathing room for bits.
And it's like being in a room full of great comedic writers. Like writer. I mean, we all love to write, and so you're constantly writing as you're going, and then you have Ike and Dave and Mindy. It was like a wellspring of laughs. It was actually hard to pick out the ones, but God, it was like this. It was this every day.
As well as the last one, like as the series goes on, you get kind of deep into some like vulnerable parts of all of your characters. Jay, with yours in particular, what can people expect from head coach as the series goes on?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I don't think we ever think about their personal lives. We just see them on the sideline and watch them, build these teams or hopefully take them to the playoffs and championships or whatever. And, with a show like this, you obviously get to explore that. But it's interesting to see a guy who's kind of practiced this very Zen Buddhist kind of, way of life for so long, and that be rocked when this personal thing happens in his life. And then, as another relationship in his life starts to shift from professional to something else, like that is all very new for him to try to figure out. And it's a lot of fun. I felt like going to work every day was like, it's like what Kate said. It's just like every single day there's like this new thing that you find, and then somebody pitches an idea, and then somebody has another joke, and then somebody's like, ooh, try this. And it's just, you constantly get to find all this stuff while you're exploring these dynamics.
What can we expect from Isla as the series goes on? No major spoilers,
Yeah.
but what do you want people to see in her character?
I think it's just going to be it's a continuation of the ever-growing dynamic, and obviously lots of things happen, but it's also just really doing everything she can to prove that she belongs in that space. She's determined to win at this.
Love that. What about you guys? What's coming up for the rest of your
Oh,
characters?
Cam, it's like he's really, he's going to continue to try and enjoy drugs as much as really find the joy that they brought him. We catch him at such a down moment, so he can only go up from there. It only goes up. That's me.
There's a lovely physicality. I don't know if it was in the second or it comes in the third of drug drawer, which keeps knocking you out.
We'll have to see.
Kate's physical comedy in this
Amazing.
series is amazing.
Amazing.
And one thing that I don't think would be quite evident because it will present as though, but to see an idea, a big physical comedy bit, and I think it happens with the glass.
Door. Yeah.
To see that thrown at an actor on the spot, and to see them just take it and nail it on take one was really awesome.
Yeah.
And I did not think she would do that.
The time when they were like, put the pads down. She goes, I don't need, but guys, let me just do it.
It was awesome.
It
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And what can we expect from your character coming up?
I think that going off of what Jay said, it's kind of nice to get to know these characters a little bit more intimately, like meeting Allie's family,
Right.
Getting to see a different side of Isla and Allie's friendship, getting more in depth with that. And for me, I hope for Allie, that she learns how to be vulnerable a little bit. I think she has such a hard shell, and she's felt like she has to be that way to do her job in the place that she does it. I would love to see her, open up a little bit, but we get to know Allie a little bit more personally, which is really fun.
And we also get to see a lot of the brother bromance play out.
Yeah. Yeah,
They really like each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, I mean, I love this dynamic because Sandy, my character, is very tightly wound, is trying to control everything and make sure he doesn't make a mistake. And Ness is like so loving and just kind of bumbling around. And even though Sandy thinks he's smarter than Ness, I think he has a lot to learn from Ness in the way he moves through the world, like not trying to be so perfect and just like leading with emotion. So I think Sandy, you know, as the season progresses, like the tighter he tries to hold on, the worse it is for him, and he could maybe be a little bit more like Ness. I think is what you'll see from.
Hey man, we're definitely going to hang out tonight.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to, you know.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm free. I'm very free later.
Oh no.
We know that Brenda and Jay were sports fans. What about the rest of you before you got into this series?
Yeah.
Were you big sports fans?
I adore sports. Kate referenced in a press day last week in LA, when she can't sleep at night, in the middle of the night, she wakes up and puts Sports Center on, which we still haven't really talked about as a group, but we're here for you.
It's true. It's like my blanket.
Yeah, and I'm similar. I just preemptively, I fall asleep to it, so it's on when I wake up. And I adore sports. I think the thing that I find, the parallel I find between sports and acting, coming from an athletic background through college, is the stakes feel infinitely high. I mean, when our teams lose these championships, when our favorite players get traded, you know, that it is so gut-wrenching. But at the end of the day, it's really just practice of your emotions, because it's a game and people lose and who cares, and you wake up the next day and the world goes on. So I think this amplified set of stakes is something really relatable. And so it's a natural through line. I can't remember where I started that story.
And now you witness.
I thought that was beautiful. I was mesmerized. I loved it.
That's why they call me Red Eye, because it starts in one day and it goes to the next. It's an overnight journey.
Is it basketball in particular you're into? Or?
I grew up a diehard hockey fan and a hockey player, and
Some hockey fans.
Team USA. God, how close were we? It's right there. Next year's going to be fun. But yeah, just enjoy almost any athletic competition. I like seeing people go for it and not always getting it. And
Why are you pointing to us?
I know. Are you a sports fan, Justin? No.
I honestly can't fathom that people get so worked up about it. I always turn to my girlfriend all the time and I'm like, aren't you glad it's Sunday and we're out and we're walking around? She's like, yes, I am.
Oh my God! If I'm walking around on a Sunday, I'm like, this is terrible.
Oh yeah.
I need all of my televisions on.
That's us. We have a monitor just for football, just for our Sunday ticket, because we're so crazy. Because we have young kids, so the kids want to watch TV on Sunday. We're like, you can watch all the TV on Sunday. Mom and Pop have their own TV over here watching football. We're psychotic.
Last weekend, my daughter goes. Last week I was watching First Take, and Shannon. It was right after Super Bowl, so 2 weeks ago, and Shannon Sharp was on with Stephen A. And my daughter goes, Daddy, why are they yelling so much? And I was like, sports matter. Who are you? Get out. I don't know her.
You better be careful. You got to be in that drop-off line so you can get jobs.
That's true.
Does this show make you look at your favorite sports in a different way, right? Like, think about the dynamics behind them in a way you hadn't before?
I grew up in a big baseball. I grew up in baseball. Like my dad, Kurt was actually a professional baseball player, and my grandpa owned a farm team, and my cousin was a pro ball player. Like, so I feel like I was very. My brother Wyatt was actually a pro hockey player, but not NHL. He went to Europe.
Nothing wrong with Europe.
Yeah. So I mean, I think like when it's like I understand it, So no. I mean, I feel very comfortable in an athletic environment. Even like like the nuances of like being in a locker room and all that stuff. Like
Or the bar.
No, I'm just
Crawling in the locker room. Been to the bar.
I want to make sure we get time for some questions that have been sent in to us. But before I get to that, what do you want audiences to take away from this besides laughs? What else do you want them to take away from this series?
I mean, what else is there besides laughs? No, really. I mean, it's the most healing thing in the world. We don't do enough of it. And sometimes it's like we can overthink so much. Like, it's really fun to just let go and have a good time.
Yeah.
And we probably need more of that now than anything. So my real hope is that that's what this is that people just enjoy it and have fun and laugh and don't overthink, get too heady about it. And then, of course, as like Brenda was saying, there are these themes and things that are relatable, but, sometimes we need to just enjoy.
Is there talk of season 2?
I
was
mean,
not on my pre-approved question.
I know,
I'm just throwing it out there.
No, it's very, I'm just trying to manifest it, but we won't know until we know.
Yeah, until you see how audiences
we just
react.
won't know.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, here are some questions from the audience. It's for you, Kate. How do you balance family, acting, and singing?
And.
I'm actually pretty good at checking out. I like to get weird and like, so like, I think there's this sort of misconception that because you sort of do a lot of things, and I do a lot of things, but I am also good at like turning it all off and being with my family, and because that's my priority. So and then the other thing is I have amazing people that help me. I've got an amazing family. It's family unit. I mean, if I'm gonna say like the thing that is the strongest thing in my life, it's my unit. It's my brothers, it's my nephews and my nieces, and how the kids all spend time together. It's like, if I'm really busy, I have places to send my kids. It's like, Oliver, take them. And Wyatt, you got Ronnie, It's like, and we do that for each other. And I think it's the thing that allows me to feel that sort of guilt-free feeling of being able to tackle the things that I want to do in my life.
I love that. We've got a little bit of this as we've been chatting, but I'm going to do a quick fire round because somebody's asked which teams do you root for. So I'm going to start with Jay and go all the way. You got to pick one team.
Whoa.
Just one team?
One team.
Just one team?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're number one team.
Yeah, you're number one team. What do you got?
Or do two.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You do too. Yeah.
I'll go with the Lakers.
Go for it.
Chicago Blackhawks.
Okay.
UGA Bulldogs?
UGA
Bulldogs? I'm from Georgia.
Why did your accent come in?
Yeah, I love them Bulldogs.
Like I already said, Rams and Lakers.
Good. This is true.
Yeah.
I don't know what running point means. I don't.
It's running point.
Yes.
I don't know what it means. People have tried to explain it to me.
You don't have a team at all?
Can you guess?
Team. I mean,
Would you go to a Yankees game?
Yeah, I've gone to Knicks games, but
You don't care?
Or I've gone to Yankees games.
Are you on Team Coke or Team Pepsi?
It could be anything.
Yeah. Cam is on Team Coke.
Yeah. I really don't have a team. I really don't have a team. I'm actually, you know what? I'm an enthusiastic participant.
Yeah.
When the
In
two
everything.
teams that are about to try and get points against each other, and when there's thing, and then usually it boils down to, and this is not a joke, I like blue and gray better than I like orange. So I'll be like, whatever that one is. They look
Whatever
cool.
team-
So the Georgia, you like the Georgetown Hoyas?
Yeah.
I like the
Blue and
Georgetown
gray.
hat, blue and gray.
There you go.
You're like, I wish
love-
the teams would wear leather more.
Or leather in sports.
And Kate, you're one baseball?
I'm a Broncos.
Yeah.
I'm a big Broncos fan, and Lakers.
Nice. I went to my first ever Super Bowl this year, and I was an Eagles fan.
fun.
I wore the right shirt going in, so I was very happy with that. I also like that the quarterback had an all-female management team, which is the reason I went.
His entire team
Yeah.
is all female.
Awesome. I think
That screams red flag to me.
You were like the darling of this panel, like 3 seconds ago.
Yeah, you messed that up. Okay, this is the last question, and I'm guarantee it's not going to be Justin, but somebody asked, did you guys play any hoops, and who has the best jump shot?
Oh.
Well,
Jay's like,
I played college basketball.
yeah.
My college coach is sitting right here.
Oh, my God.
He might say I have the best jumper on this panel, but I have the worst jumper on our team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You had the worst jump
On our team by far.
Oh no.
guys.
That wasn't my thing.
It's
I was a
just-
slasher.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I just slashed to the basket. You cut to the basket.
oh, okay. Getting boring at this point.
Or pop. Wait. Now you're. Wait. What was the question?
Who the best jump shot? I'm going to say it to you.
It's definitely jump.
And you were playing in your lifts.
I was playing in the lift, but I for some reason, basketball, we had a Jordan Jammer in our, I shared a room with my brother growing up, and that was as far as my basketball career went. I really got into Rodman's whole thing. I thought that was super cool, which was upsetting to my mother, but I don't know why. I mean, I loved watching. I grew up in Chicago in the Jordan era, and that was, there was,
Yes.
you know, I mean, that was hard to look away from. That was just such a moment in time, I think globally,
cool.
really.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see all of your jump shots going forward, but thank you so much. I can't wait to see how all of this unfolds through the series. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you can all, I think, starting at midnight tonight, you'll be able to binge watch the whole series.
midnight
Might as well just stay up.
Tonight?
Stay up. Just watch the whole thing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.